Okay, Anna, this playing lesson on the course for 9 holes is done. What do you think maybe the biggest takeaway you got from today was?
Well, definitely the course management taking more into account, more than I realize. I feel like I figure out, half the things I need to do right, and then there's another half to it that I picked up on.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, I know it's a little harder to do when you're just kind of maybe going out playing maybe casually with me, and I'm kind of observing a little bit there too. I have no doubt when you're competitive, when you're playing in an event, that you probably go through the process a little bit more. But it's important to practice how you play, essentially. So that's going to be very important to reinforce good habits. Just to summarize, just a couple of things that I also noticed, even on those last couple of holes. First thing I noticed, use a line on the ball. But a couple of those times that line wasn't maybe lined up perfectly where we needed to start the ball. So really do make sure that you're getting yourself lined up accurately if you are going to use a line on the ball there too. And then also course management. So a couple of times we came across an instance where you were around the green and you pulled out that 60-degree wedge, and we were on an upslope. When you're on an upslope, when you add that 60-degree, it turns it into like 70 degrees aloft because the incline of the slope causes that ball to go up in the air. I noticed a couple of times where the ball kind of popped up in the air and didn't get quite to the hole. So that's one thing I kind of noticed there as well. But to summarize, course management, if you are playing a little bit more conservative, you're going to give yourself more chances to not make as many mistakes. So playing a little bit more towards the middle of the green or below the hole. One thing you did really well was you were below the hole a lot today, which is very, very helpful, with the exception of hole 6 when we left that putt above the hole for the first time there too. But that was the only time I could think of where you actually were above the hole when you're putting, which is good. It makes it a lot easier because you can then be a little bit more aggressive with your first putt and make a few birdies as well. But you played really well. I think you might even finish with a birdie on the last hole, which is fun to see. And you started off really well too. But course management, to me, it comes down to finding a way to get the ball in the hole as fast as you can and as easy as you can. If you start maybe not doing the right thing on the golf course, it makes it a little bit tricky. You start getting stuck behind trees, or we start playing shots out of the sand, eventually it's going to catch up with you and you had a bad shot and you're going to not get away with it essentially too. But one thing I would prescribe for you is when you do play casually or even just with friends, is to make sure that you do even think about these things maybe a couple of times where you're like, I really want to hit that shot, over the trees, but just kind of think about it. If this is a tournament, would I really do this in a tournament? You might say yes, I still want to go for it, but it's just important to give yourself the best opportunity to score the best you can as well. But coming back to it, yeah, there was a couple of times where you might have tried to go up over the trees and you pulled it off. I'd say both times where you did play aggressive, you did pull it off today, so there's no doubt you can do it. But just think about it, maybe there's a little bit of wind, maybe there's a little pressure on you. That's when the shots might kind of build up a little bit there too. So course management is important. Think your way around the golf course, find a way to score as low as you can and make it as simple and easy as you can.
Sounds good.
All right, well, great job. This was fun doing these lessons with you. I look forward to watching you compete this summer and see how you do.
Sounds good. Thanks.